Vietnam is an excellent example of a country taking immediate action on the tariff negotiation front. Vietnam has emerged as a manufacturing hub for many companies that sell goods in the US, including multinational consumer good retailers such as Nike, Adidas, and Apple. This is because of the blend of relatively cheap labor costs and supportive government policies. Since the last US-China trade war erupted during the president's first term in 2018, many Chinese manufacturers have also moved their production to Vietnam in order to avoid US tariffs. Vietnam's trade surplus in goods with the US more than tripled to a record high of $123.5 billion last year, from less than $40 billion in 2018, according to US data which pegged Vietnamese goods exported to US at $136.6 billion in 2024. Vietnam and the US agreed to start negotiations on a reciprocal trade deal, with the breakthrough coming just hours after the president announced a 90-day pause on higher tariffs. The Deputy Prime Minister, Ho Duc Phoc, has already met with the US Trade Representative Jamieson Greer in Washington. The two sides agreed to consider minimizing non-tariff barriers to each other's goods, as well as strengthening coordination to control and prevent acts of trade fraud. Vietnam was among the first countries singled out by the US president for showing willingness to negotiate over the tariffs following a phone call between the US leader and Communist Party chief To Lam. Vietnam is also trying to narrow the trade gap and push US business. Phoc is also expected to meet SpaceX executives, during which a permit to operate Starlink internet service in Vietnam for a pilot period is set to be granted. Phoc also rushed to the US Capitol from New York to witness the signing of a Vietnamese Airlines Memorandum of Understanding with the US bank Citibank to secure at least a $560 million loan to partially finance what's expected to be Boeing Company's plane purchases. Vietjet also signed a $300 million financing agreement with AV Air Finance to help fund its fleet expansion. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh said that Vietnam is working on US concerns about non-tariff barriers and reiterated that the government will seek to boost purchases of US goods, including national security and defense items, while accelerating delivery of contracted commercial aircraft.